Welcome back to IGN Live at Gamescom. I'm Brian. This is Andrew. This is Tabata-san and Gavin from Final Fantasy. You delayed your game.
タブトさん、延期しましたね。
そうだね。
Yeah. I didn't want to start with bad news, but
Just
there
get it
it
out of
is.
the way up
Let's
front.
get it out of the way.
いや、まだ悪い話から始めたいとは思わなかったんですけど、一応言った方がいいと思って。
そうだね。まあある意味悪い話だけど、ある意味ユーザーの皆さんにとっては悪いだけじゃない話じゃないかなと思ってるけど
Nah,
ね。
in some ways it is bad news, but in other ways, of course, I think it's not bad news for the players at all.
That's true. 10 years in the making, 2-month delay. Not a big deal.
まあ、10年も作り続けて、あとただ2ヶ月っていうのはそこまで大きい話じゃないですよね。
まあね、まあ期間の問題というよりね、もう早く遊びたいと言っているファンがたくさんいることは僕は知ってるから、そのファンにとってはすごくね、ショックな出来事だったと思う。それは本当申し訳ないなと思ってます。
Nah, I mean, regardless of how long it actually was, I know there are a lot of fans out there who really want to play the game as quickly as possible, and I understand that this was a shock to those people, and I do feel very, very sorry that we had to keep them waiting a bit more.
And what is the delay kind of add? Like, what is that extra 2 months buying you guys in terms of what you can put in?
でその2ヶ月の延期によって何かこう足せるもの、磨けるものとはどういうものになるでしょうかね。
具体的にはゲームの最適化と、あとはその見た目にね、あまりこうなんだろうな、良くない見た目を壊してしまうような不具合の解消、これがメインになります。
I mean, the main thing there is working on the fixing of the bugs which affect the visuals to the game, and polishing it up and just doing that final optimization push as well, really.
あとはゲーム体験自体もやっぱりその2ヶ月分さらに磨いて、どんな人でも遊べる、楽しく遊べるっていうようなバランスにさらに近づけていくと思います。
And the other thing, I think we can get much closer to that perfect game balance in that final balancing period as well to make it a game that's really fun and easy and comfortable to play for any kind of player.
And you can add more scorpions and dinosaurs.
そしてサソリとか恐竜とかいっぱい詰め込めますよね。
そうだね、まあ、ゲームの内容をね、どんどん充実させていくと、その分またデバッグやポリッシュ、その最適化っていうのが必要になってくるので、今のサイズをまずはもう本当にしっかりと磨き込む、ここに集中したいなと思ってます。
Yeah, certainly if you keep putting in more volume and more content into the game, with that comes a load of extra debugging and polishing, optimization periods. So we really are concentrating on getting the volume and the content we have at the moment and getting that really solid and really perfect out for the final game.
この間アップしたゲームプレイビデオは見ました？
Did you see the recent gameplay video we uploaded?
Yes.
見ましたよ。
見ました？
It's a whole hour. Yeah.
いや、まあ1時間もありますよね。
そうだね。
It does.
Let's run that clip right now.
今見せましょうよ。
It's an hour
いや
long.
もう終わんないから
No,
ね。
we won't finish in time.
あれを見てもらうと、やっぱりゲームはもうかなり出来上がってるんだけど、ただどうしてもその本当の最高品質を望んでいるファンの期待とゲームのクオリティとかまだ完全に一致をしてないのかなっていうふうに思ってるんです。
No, I mean, if you look at that, you can certainly see that the quality of the game is pretty much up there at the moment. But we felt that final push to the level of quality that the fans are all expecting and where it wasn't quite there yet. So that's why we really want to use this extra 2 months to do it.
How's the fan reaction been? I mean, are you seeing people understanding? Are you seeing people angry?
フ
How is
ァン
that
の
kind
反
of
応はどうだったでしょうか。みんなやはり理解してくれてるのか、それともかなり怒ってるでしょうかね。
いや正直まだね、昨日欧米の特にヨーロッパのコミュニティの反応っていうのを結構聞いて、そこはやっぱりショックを受けている人たちと、それでも物を良くするという判断をしたことへのポジティブな反応と両方だっていうのを聞きました。でもアメリカとか日本とかはまだちょっと全然知らないです。
No, I mean, certainly yesterday I heard a lot of reactions from the European and American communities, in Europe in particular. And it seems in Europe you've got fans who are very much understanding because they want that quality, and there are people who are a bit shocked as well. So you've got both of those reactions there. I haven't really had a chance to look at the American or the Japanese reactions yet, though.
だけど本当に遊ぶユーザーのことを考えたら最良の選択がこれなんじゃないかなっていうふうに本当に今は確信してますね。
But no, I really am reassured that in order to give that thing to the players who want to play the game and the experience they want, and it reassures me that I think I made the right decision in the end.
Yep.
まあ待たせちゃうのがね、でも申し訳ないけどね。
But I am really very sorry for keeping people waiting like that, though.
I mean, it's funny, we see game delays all the time. I respected that yours is just to the camera, kind of explaining yourself, kind of making it personal, and helping people understand why.
まあそれはやはり我々としてはゲームが延期することはよく見てるので、今回田畑さんが直接カメラに向かってみんな丁寧に説明してくれたことがすごい尊敬してるんですよ。やはりみんなそれで
ありがとうございます。
分かりやすくなると思うんですよ。Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 自分で発売日を公表したので、自分でそれを訂正しなきゃダメかなと思いました。
No, I mean, because it was me who personally announced the release date myself, so I felt it really was up to me to put that out there and tell people directly.
So beyond working on those bugs, you guys have been talking a little bit about DLC. I think it's really interesting that you've talked a little bit about kind of playing as different party members. How does that work, and how does that kind of
Yeah.
change?
でバグ潰す以外にもいろいろと DLC の話も出てきてはいるんですけども、
はい
そのやはりノクト以外のその他の主人公操作キャラとしてプレイすることも発表されたので、それ
はい
具体的にどのようにプレイできるのでしょうか。
それはですね、今まだ本格的な開発は実は当然始めてないんですね。本編の開発にまだ集中しているので。
I mean, obviously, the first thing to say is that we haven't started the full development work on the DLC stuff yet. We're obviously still very much concentrating on getting the main game out there.
ただ本編ではない、その本編の開発が終了した後にどういうものを作っていくかという計画と、それぞれのゲームデザインやアーティストのデザインなんかはもうかなり確定しています。
But of course, the planning as to exactly after you've done the main game, what kind of things we're going to make, how it's going to be structured, and the designs for the artists and all that kind of stuff is coming along quite well now.
で、そうだね、そのキャラクターのごとのエピソードの時には、そのキャラクターの個性を存分に生かしたゲームプレイっていうのをしっかりと作りたいなっていうふうに思い
So
ます。
we're really looking to make gameplay that really plays on the strength of each of the individual characters in the gameplay for each of the episodes that you control them in.
グラディオであれば、もう本当にアクションをもっともっとしっかりと作りたい。
So,
あ
for example,
なんだろうな、もっとハイレベルなアクションにしたいなって感じですね。
for example, with Gladio, we really want to push the action element and have a much higher level of action gameplay and really go all out on that for his episode.
Now this is it's sort of like a buddy road trip movie. Is that sort of a genre of film that you're into?
これ15やはり大きなテーマとしてその仲間同士のロードムービーみたいなテーマになってるんですけど、それが個人的に田畑さんそういった映画好きでしょうか。
映画好きですね。ただ現代劇よりもその旅をしながら仲間たちといろんなことを乗り越えていく映画として一番好きなのは僕はロード・オブ・ザ・リングですね。
No, I mean it's not so much a modern day piece, but I think thinking of films where you've got that group of friends going together on a journey and trying to overcome obstacles on the way, and in that genre, I think the one I like the best is actually Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. We've actually talked about this before, you and I, that like friendship is a weird thing in video games. It's not something you see super fleshed out a lot. You have characters that sort of get a cutscene, you find out their backstory, but you don't really get to know them as characters.
やはり今までもいろいろ話してるんですけど、そのゲームっていうジャンルにおいて、そのメディアにおいて、その友情っていう取り上げ方、時々そのキャラが出てきて、そのバックストーリーが分かるようなカッチンを見るだけで、それで終わりですけど、こうやってこのみんなの友情のあり方をそんだけ深く掘り下げるゲームはなかなかないでしょうね。
そうだね、なかなか僕自身もそういうゲームを遊んだことがなかったから、今作は本当に生きている仲間を感じる、自分もこのパーティーの仲間の一員になるようなゲームにするっていうところをすごく大事にして作ってきましたね。
No, I mean I personally haven't really played many games like that at all. So I really wanted to create something which felt like you were a living person with a group of living, breathing friends and comrades and traveling together with them and experiencing those things together with them. That's what I wanted to make with the game.
あと僕も若い頃やってたんですけど、その友達と一緒に本当にこう旅をする経験って結構多くの人がしてると思うんですけど、それってすごく楽しいじゃないですか。その未知の冒険に対するワクワクした気持ちと仲間同士でその旅の中で育まれるいろんな出来事、友情とかね、そういうのって。
I mean, and personally, when I was younger as well, and I think a lot of people have had this kind of experience of going on a trip with my own friends, my own buddies, and I just think just the excitement of that, like traveling into the unknown and all the things you get up to on the way along your journey with your friends, and just that kind of experience and the friendship and the bonding in that, it's something that's a really great experience, and I think a lot of people relate to that.
Yeah. And then also the fighting monsters and
Yeah.
the terrifying
Yeah.
things.
そして
like
こういったモンスターと戦いながらですね。
現実にはないことは当然 FF15 ならいろんなことがその中で体験できるから、より現実以上の旅っていうものが詰まってると思ってます。
No, exactly. I mean, because it's Final Fantasy 15, we can do all those things that you can't do in the real world as well. So it's going to be an even greater experience, I think.
Like fight a 200-foot tall bird with 4 sets of wings.
翼を4つも生えてるその200メートル近くの巨大な鳥と戦ったりしてですね。それ現実にないですね。
そうだね。
Yeah, it's not
鳥を
real.
倒すのは大変だと思うよ。
I think it'd be pretty hard to defeat that one though.
Thanks for clarifying that. I was very worried.
それ結構心配してるところでしたよ。
勝てるのかなって。
So how do
You
you
thought you could win easily, okay?
How do you come up with the sort of the monster design? Because I know there's the lineage of Final Fantasy characters goes back for decades now, but there's all these new creatures in this game. Where are some of the inspirations
いや
coming
今
from?
回の敵の特にモンスターのデザインはですね、
はい
どのようにインスピレーションを受けたかと聞きたいんですけど、やはりファイナルファンタジーというとその何十年も遡るそういう、デザインの歴史があるんですけども、
はい
今回かなりたくさんの新しい敵が出てくるということで、
はい
どういうふうにデザインしたのでしょうか。
まず一番最初に決めたのはこの現実の世界に存在しうるモンスターを作ろう、本当にこの世界にいるかのようなモンスターを作ろうっていうのがまず最初です。
Okay, the first decision we made about the design for the monsters is we want to create creatures that could really exist in the real world. They had to be monster designs that feel real.
ナショナルジオグラフィックスなんかをこう見てて、その中にうちのモンスターが乗っててもおかしくないようにしたいっていうのが最初のイメージですね。
So the image we had in our heads was if we were flicking through a National Geographic magazine and we could imagine, yeah, our monsters could exist in that scene there. That's what we were aiming for.
でもう一つが天野義孝さんという、イラストレーターがファイナルファンタジーの、メインデザインをしてました。その天野さんのデザインしていたモンスターを今の最新技術で作る、そのモンスターを最新技術でしっかりと作り上げてみるっていうのに今回トライしてます。
And the other main thing that we really attempted to and tried to do with this time, obviously, you're probably familiar with Mr. Amano Yoshitaka, who's designed the monsters for Final Fantasy for right from the start of the series. We really want to take his wonderful art and the designs of his monsters and recreate them using the latest game and the rendering technology and see what they'd look like using that.
天野さんのデザインって実際に作ってみるとすごくファンタジックな部分もあるし、すごくリアルなところもあるんですよね。
And when you actually do create the designs that Yoshitaka Amano has drawn, there are some really fantasy elements to them, but there are also some very real elements in there as well. So you got both of those there.
だからうちの今回の15の世界にはすごく合ってると思います。
So I think they really do fit very much with the world we've created for Final
Right.
Fantasy 15.
I think you guys absolutely have to sell a nature magazine with photographs of all
Nature
this stuff
そう
in
い
it.
う自然ドキュメンタリーみたいなそういう雑誌を売った方がいいんですよ。
Yeah, that and the recipe book of all the food
そして
you
イ
can
グニ
cook
ス
in
の
the
レ
game.
シピ本も。
なるほどね。そうだね。いや
We should.
イグニスのレシピ本はぜひ出したいですね。
No, I really want to put
は
out
い
Ignis's recipe book.
ネイチャードキュメンタリーはね、確かに開発が終わった後にその世界を使ってもしかしたらなんか作ると面白いかもしれないね。
No, it may be a good thing. It might be quite fun to see that if after we finish all the development, we get together all the development people and make a nature documentary. That could be quite fun.
Yeah.
でもね、今僕が楽しみにしてるのは我々開発側がそれを作るんじゃなくてユーザーがそういうものを作ってどんどんいろいろと、ね、ネットにアップしてくれる方が楽しみかな。
But even more so than us doing, I think what I'm really looking forward to seeing is all the fans out there picking up on these things and making things and uploading them to the internet and seeing what everyone else comes up with using our stuff.
You know there's going to be a huge group of people on YouTube just trying to recreate all the food.
いや、その
Yeah.
YouTuber は
For
ね、
sure.
やはりそのゲームにあるあらゆる食べ物を再現しようとする人出てくるでしょ。
そうだね。
They will, they will.
どんくらいのレシピがあるかすぐバレちゃうだろう
Do
ね。
you cook at home? Like, were
Yeah.
you taking pictures of dishes you were making and
ト
being
ットさ
like,
ん
we
も
gotta put this in the game?
ご自宅で料理したりしますその自分の作ったものを写真に撮ってゲームに入れたりするとかそういう考え
い
でした
やーそれはね、正直僕は全然しないんです。
Actually, to be honest with you, I really don't cook at all.
僕はいろんな場所に行っていろんな国のそのローカルフードを食べるのがすごく好き。
But
食べ
I
る方
really do like traveling around the world and eating the local delicacies in
Yeah.
different places.
Yeah.
So.
でうちのアートディレクターがすごく料理を作るのが大好きで、
Yep.
その人が創作して今回の15のレシピのラインナップっていうのを作ってます。
But actually, our art director, he is a guy who really loves cooking. So he really searched around all sorts of different recipes and he created the lineup of different dishes you can make in 15 himself.
このガルラっていうモンスターはどうやって食べたら美味しいかなっていうとその人が考えるわけですよ。
So he's the kind of guy who sit there and think, okay, this monster we've got here called the Garrula, and how would you cook that and eat that? You think
Yep.
in that way.
Is he ever like, hey, we should really go check out this 5-star restaurant? I just need some reference photos.
彼もしかしてね、今ね、この5つ星の超高いレストランあるんだけど、ちょっと参考のために写真撮らなきゃいけないから金くださいって言ったりします。
そうだね、5つ星は行ってないけどね、でもやっぱロケハンのためにいろんな、ね、取材をしたっていうのはやってますよ。そんなにお金はかかってないけどね。
No, we didn't spend that much money on it. I mean, we didn't go to say 5-star restaurants, but we did do a lot of different location hunting trips and go to a lot of different places to get pictures. So.
自然の中を旅する過酷さをまず我々自身が体験したりはしてました。
So we first of all decided that the whole team had to experience that that tough environment of traveling through the wilderness and get that experience ourselves before we made the game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Final Fantasy 15 is out November 29th. You can cook food and go on adventures with your friends and fight real-looking animals Did I do a good job there?
それ今
Nailed it.
いい紹介でした。
Alright.
そうだね、とてもいいと思う。
That was great, that was
とてもいいと思う。今までなかなかその角度はないので。
Not many people have approached it from that angle before.
That's a compliment. Thank you very much. We'll be streaming right here at IGN for Gamescom all week long, so don't move.